Good evening, hello, and welcome to Train Sim World 4. It has been a while. It's good to be back. I've been looking forward to this for a minute. The guy looks like he's behind me. The guy, my profile picture guy. It looks like he's behind my ear. This one. No, this one. There he is. There. It looks like he's creeping. Welcome Chuck, welcome Tim, welcome Domi, welcome Dan, and everyone else who's currently with us this evening. We're taking a look at the 158 again, I think, right? I don't know if I've done a stream on this one yet already or not. I feel like I have. Tim, have we done a stream on this one? Because if we did, you would have been there, I'm pretty certain. I don't know whether I played it offline. I know I definitely played it offline, but I don't know if I played it only offline or on stream as well. So I mentioned running it on Cathcart Circle as well, not really noticing that it's only got 2 very small depot runs on here, so I don't really know if it's worth it or not. So maybe we'll just stick to Edinburgh to Glasgow, then maybe do a scenario or two and see where we end up. Hello CGD Games, welcome to the stream. No, oh damn, wow, okay, so this is the first time I'm streaming it. All right, this is the first DLC I think in all of Train Sim World 4 that I didn't stream. Thank you very much, Chuck, for the gifted tier 1 to Dan. Congratulations, Dan. Enjoy your ad-free viewership. I think this DLC is the first one that I didn't do a release day stream on, which it's kind of telling in its own right, really. Let's do some scenarios. I think we sort of know what to expect. Actually, no, these are Skyhook. Oh, I like what they've done here. Very cheeky. These are Skyhook scenarios. So you know what? These are scenarios, yeah, but they're also just so these two seem to just be regular services. And this is taking a train out of service. I respect the honesty. I respect it. How often have I sat here and said to you guys, this is just a timetable run. This scenario is just a timetable run. This scenario is just a timetable run with rain. This scenario is just a timetable run with delays. Skyhook have come out, added scenarios, and just called them for what they are. Scenarios that are just timetable runs. They've just called them by their timetable like codes. Hello, hello. Like I know Skyhook are a competent dev, right? A competent third party studio, but every time they do something competent, it's like, oh hello, it's a bit refreshing. It's actually genuinely refreshing. That says a lot about the state of the game. I've got terrible news. Yeah, Tim. I saw Domi used to say it was 35 euros, and I didn't notice that when I read through the article. Golly gosh, we'll get into that. I've got something to say about that when we get started. But yeah, let's just get straight into it then. We've got 2 November 50 Stirling to Glasgow Queen Street, little 20-minute run. Not sure what to expect in terms of traffic and the sort. We'll see. Also, look, I'm only running 13 gigabytes of RAM. Remember whenever I do this, yeah, it would say 22 gigabytes of RAM usage. Or 23. Now it's just 13. Okay, now it's gone up to 15. And it's kind of, okay, 15.8. Fair enough. But it's relatively calm. I don't know what it is, I'm not going to lie. Welcome to Croy Station. You'll be taking charge of service 2 November 50 for its remaining run to Glasgow. The train will arrive shortly. So yeah, I'm playing at 4K, so hopefully the game should look better than it has done previously on the streams. Because I usually play at 1440p. So I'm hoping 2K is going to be, 4K is going to be good. Yeah, I basically, I'm currently using the trial version of CCleaner, which is an amazing bit of kit. And it's cleaned up my PC quite a lot. And it's been great. Funnily enough, the computer itself is a little bit slow doing like a Windows task, like open up documents and files and stuff like that, which is a little strange. Everything else is pretty smooth though. Games are running a lot smoother. Why hasn't there been an update for that nonsense, by the way? Look, it looks like it's like a board up on top of the train. You'll see it on the AI services as well. I had this when I was playing in VR. Like there'll be like 2 on one on each carriage. They look like PIS screens. Very, very strange. Anyway, we've got some mods running. Anything pertaining to Edinburgh, Glasgow, the 385 and the 158 I've got running. So I think we've got a little enhancement pack going on with the train. And the route should have some enhancements as well, I believe. I've only sat here in VR. That's crazy. Welcome aboard. Key in and prepare for departure. The service calls at Lenzie, Bishop Briggs, and finally Glasgow. Timings can be found on the pause menu schedule as a 385 flies past. Right, master keter on. Reverser to forwards. Clear that, which is on already. All the safety systems are on by default. We love that. Turn the DRA off. I love that. The Skyhook just don't fail, don't they? They don't fail to please. They don't fail to show that they've actually taken some pride in their work. Thank you, Chuck, for another tier 1 to Fiery Dummy. Appreciate you, my man. Damn. This I couldn't turn on when I was playing VR, which is a bit strange. But it seems that I can't turn it on even now as well. Is that a bug? Okay. That's strange. Why hasn't there been an update for this, for the 158 yet? I find that really strange. I don't think there's anything else we need to mess with. Headlights and whatnot should be set already. We don't need to use the instrument lights. Yeah, day headlight. Yeah, we're ready to go. I believe the safety systems are on. They're going to be... Whoops. Oh, there you go. That's a good sign, to be fair. Normal. Normal, yeah. We're straight. I love that, man. That's what I love about Skyhook's DLCs. The trains are all set quite realistically. Is it me or is the camera out of sync? That's better. Well, I didn't do anything, so if it just became better, maybe, I don't know. It was an external reason. Sorry for the... I don't know. I don't really think there was many people on the stream earlier, but I listened to the stream from earlier today. It was a bit quiet, so do forgive me for that. It was mentioned, but I didn't realize it was actually that bad. So yeah, my apologies. Hopefully the audio on this one is cool. Why is the... Oh, right, we're in neutral. That would be it. I love things that you have to do specific things to start, such as aeroplane and stuff. Yeah, I would love, honestly, I have Microsoft Flight Sim. I've now deleted it because of certain issues I had with it. But I do love just realism, and yeah, I just love realism, to be honest. Don't we have God mode on here? We do. I'm surprised I can't zoom out any further. That's very odd. Yeah, I'm just I'm a sucker for realism, Dan. So racing sims, which I can't wait to get back into. This SimRail as well, which is another train sim. I wish I was more of a play nerd. But I'm not. So I couldn't appreciate Microsoft Flight Sim for what it really is, you know. But it is what it is. This needs to be this way a little bit. Hopefully that hasn't bothered the camera too much. It needs wiping, but I'm gonna leave it for now. So about the Expert 101. So there's a preview stream going on. Well, it should have started 2 hours ago. I don't know if it's still going on. I kind of forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie, but I wasn't gonna watch it anyway because I was spending some time with the family. But I'll check it later on. But reading through the article, number one, there's like a line. I forgot what the line said. Something about it being like ultra realistic or something. Basically, really are bigging it up for realism, which it was just very typical Dovetail lingo that tends to lead to disappointment. We've seen many of those things before where they've picked something up, they've said something, they've worded something a particular way, and it just leads to disappointment. So that stuck out to me. But then what also stuck out to me was when they were talking about the failures, it seems to just be a thing that will happen in scenarios. Now, why are you going to bring an ultra realistic train that can have faults that are going to be simulated and whatnot in scenarios, but not have them be done just on regular services? So where's the realism then in the fact that you need to access screens, more screens than you usually would in the form of doing things a little bit more manually? Dealing with faults is a big thing. when we talk realism, and the fact that it's just going to be another train with some more extras, like certain things have to be filled in manually. Certain data for the train for PZB and LZB systems, for example, stuff like that. It doesn't seem like it's actually going to be that difficult. If it's just about inputting numbers into a computer, the difficulty would have come from dealing with faults. When you mess up, cool, it's a little bit, it's a bit more to it now. It's a bit more of a process than it was previously if you mess up the train. I guess if you go into an emergency brake application, there's a bit more to do to get out of it. But I don't think it's enough to warrant, number one, the title they're giving it. It's a bit more advanced than your regular loco, yes, but it's not. Expert is pushing it a little bit. 1, 2, 35 euros. Are we seeing a taster of what's coming for Train Sim Mod 5? I don't remember who it was. It may have been Holy Trucker. It might have been someone else yesterday on my stream. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Who said something along the lines of, do you think we're going to... Who asked, sorry, do you think we're going to see higher prices like we saw of Train Sim Mod 4? And I said we shouldn't, because Train Sim Mod 4 kind of followed the economy. Oh, that was Dovetail's excuse anyway. The economy hasn't really gone up or down by a lot in a while. It's been pretty stagnant, or if it's going down or up, it's doing it very, very slowly. So we shouldn't see any difference in prices. But now that we've seen this, yes, it's an expert local expert. So cool. Again, it's a little bit more advanced than what we normally get. Understandable. But I don't think it warrants a 35 euro price tag. And I'm worried that this is a taster for what's to come, basically. What do you guys think? I'm not playing just an engineer, which means I'm autistic somewhere in other processes. I must be autistic as well then, because I've been into this shit my whole bloody life. It was never a phase. Simulators were never a phase. Ever since I was really young, when everyone was in love with, like, everyone around me was in love with FIFA and Call of Duty, I just wanted realism. I craved realism. I remember I literally, call me a weirdo, because it's weird, but I literally had dreams that certain games I played were like ultra realistic. I was a nerd. Hey, hello Transport Legends. Not complaining about my ass today, are we? They really use a fully modeled engine room as a selling point. Like that shouldn't be a thing right out of the box. We said that at the same time because I read it before I actually read it, if that makes sense, but I said it as I'm reading it, so it's like we said it at the same time. Yes, that is literally something that should be a standard feature. Why are you... Again, it's just bigging something up that doesn't... Why are we bigging that up? Why are we bigging that up? Clinging onto strings here. The product hasn't even released and we're clinging onto strings. Relax. 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 It doesn't relax. Just relax. Chill. They're doing too much. They're doing way too much in my opinion. By the way, in order for JSM mod to show something on it, increase brightness. Really? Okay, well let's turn it back on because I think I turned it off. It was on and then I turned it off. Okay, now it's not making any sounds. Whoops. Well, let's just turn the brightness up then. Oh. So, okay, so it was just... Ugh. Ugh. I don't know, confirm deregister. Well, it's not even responding to me anymore. It's just not responding anymore. Confirm doesn't do anything. Cancel doesn't do anything. On, off doesn't do anything. Alright, whatever. The fact that you have to turn the brightness up is just... That's a bit weird. Skyhook Games, what's going on? I don't know about that. Is that something that you need to do in reality? I wouldn't think so. It seems a little bit odd, but... I don't know. I'm a little bit surprised if that is a bug. Thank you, Transport Legend, for that help. I will wait for sale. Chuck, Honestly, when it comes to TSW4, there's no smarter way to go about it. Genuinely. If they ever do a forklift simulator, I wonder if the Indian... What? Oh, I wonder if the info... I'm very confused. Doesn't something like that already exist? Well, okay, it's not a forklift simulator per se, but in what's that simulator called? Trucking and Company Logistics, Trucking and Logistics Simulator, something like that. Which I do want to give a go, but I'm not reading from the reviews and watching the gameplay. I'm not convinced about the force feedback and the steering wheel stuff, which is very important to me. So I'm going to hold off on it a little bit, but I'm very, very interested. I like the fact that you can drive different vehicles, and I don't know, it's a type of game that I've wanted since I was young. So I do want to jump into it at some point, but I'm going to give them some time to sort out the finer details. But I'm aware that you can load stuff onto the truck, onto like a lorry manually. I believe it can be done with, it depends on your load, but what can be done with a forklift, I believe, is done with a forklift. Although I'm going to say don't take that as gospel, just in case. Luckily, they aren't working on more expert locos. Well, I mean, Tim, I would like to see them do so. It would be nice to have... realistically, it's not expert locos, it's realistic locos, right? We get realism to a degree, but you can't make, like, you can't remove features from a loco that are there in real life, add them on, and then claim it's now an expert loco. It's not an expert loco, it's just the loco. Nothing about it is expert. You've now made it more realistic. You've now included stuff that's actually in the real thing. So I don't know why expert loco is a thing. I don't know what this fancy titling is. It's a very businessy thing to do. Make something, add a very basic feature and give it a fancy name and sell it off as something very, very high class and fancy. That's what they do at restaurants. It'll be the most basic dish and it'll be given a fancy name along with a fancy price tag. Oh, I've missed these Train Sim Mod 4 streams. Oh, we're a little premature, innit? Been there before. I wasn't getting it anyways, but when I saw 30 quid, I confirmed I would be getting it. Yeah, fair. Ebula. Even if they're Ebula, yeah, why I don't mind a static image. You know, like what I say with the CCTV stuff. Why can't it just be a static image at the very least? We're in 2024 and they've just brought in... What's the image expected here? What even is that, by the way? What loco was that? That was recent, 380. What even is that? But at least it's something. In 2024, at least it's something. It's not even a static image, like a default station CCTV thing. Ebula, just a static thing, you know, pertaining to the route that you're doing. Is it too much to ask? I think not. But apparently it is. Apparently it's a lot. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I was going to press every button and have it do something. That's what I love about... You know OMSI, yeah? That was the first like simulator I fell in love with because of that. I couldn't wrap my head around my little brain, as young as I was, around the fact that you can press everything and everything fucking works. I loved that. Such a nerd. Hey, hello Ali, how you doing? I was not feeling... You know what? For about 2 hours today, I was okay on NoPixel. And then I don't know what it is. I just felt... Maybe it's me. I barely get like enough sleep at night. Maybe it was just a lack of energy from my part. Maybe Danny just missed Autumn. But man, it was a drag. When the server went down, I could have not have been happier. I had an excuse. I didn't even try to get back in. I don't know what it was today, man. I was not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. Hopefully I'm more up for it tomorrow. Apparently this literally is a reskin to the same box the MT variant had. Do you know what box? I'm gonna put it out there, yeah. I'm not with the whole this is just a reskin thing. Yes, it's a very similar train. It's literally the same train, but there are enough differences in my opinion. Because let me tell you something, yeah. If Skyhook Games were to actually copy and paste the 158 from Midland Main Line and only change delivery and nothing else, everyone would complain about it. So I don't think it's fair, and I know everyone would have not everyone, but you know what I mean. A lot of people would have voiced their upset about it, and I don't think it's fair that when they've made the little differences that were necessary to make it fit on this route and the 5 Circle in a time to come, hopefully, I don't think it's fair that they also get stick for that. So I'm gonna put it out there. I'm happy that they've made a different variant. Should they have charged as much as they are charging for it? I don't know. Not sure. I understand why people may not feel the same way, but the reality is they have gone the extra mile to change what needed to be changed. Because let's be honest here. If it was Dovetail, we know if it was Dovetail, all Dovetail would have done is copy and paste the train with a different livery. So I think we should give Skyhook some credit for actually doing the potentially, in some people's opinions, unnecessary work. I do feel that the price tag is a little bit high, but I'm not against them charging for it. I know that may not be a necessarily very popular opinion, but it's my opinion. I'm a mechanical switch guy. Let me flick switches. Dan, there's actually a game. A sim. I don't know if it's possible for it to be called a sim. I'll get the name for it for you if I can, but there is a game based around being like a dispatcher and messing with switches and stuff. You might also want to try out Simrail. You can play as a dispatcher there, and it actually uses some noggin power, so you might like that as well. Feel free to check out my previous streams on Simrail when I've played as a dispatcher, and it's online as well, so there's interaction with real people, which is pretty good. It's actually cool, man. It's actually cool. I'm just a little bit, I don't know. I feel like I've worn out Simrail a little bit. I want something fresh in that game. I won't lie. I want something fresh in that game. I'm actually surprised I got a little bit bored of it. I didn't think I would at all. I can get into it every now and again, but I just can't play it the way I used to. How was the movie, Ali? I just want a control car, but that's behind the expert paywall. Fucking irritating. Yeah, typical Dovetail fashion, eh? Typical Dovetail fashion, hiding stuff behind the paywall. I hate the fact that I might actually end up getting TSW5. I just like trains, man. I just like. Ugh. How can I not have the West Coast Main Line? It's just cool, innit? Why do I like trains? It's just it's cool. I just think it's really cool. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. It doesn't make any sense. Trains are just cool, innit? By default, it's simulation, a realistic simulation. Well, that's why even Matt, I've seen Matt sort of be unsure about whether to call TSW4 a game or a sim. I think Simcade is the best name for it. How nice is it to play without like stupid frame drops? Whenever I ever had this smooth an experience at Glasgow on stream at 4K, it's a miracle. You know what? Being away from TSW4 for so long has actually garnered. Can I say garnered? I don't know, but it's actually it's caused quite an appetite for it to work up. I think playing it every day almost got a little bit tiring, and I think it's quite visible in streams. Well, I'm very honest, so I was just saying, hey, I can't be asked for this. I was just saying it for what it is. But I've missed it. Like I said to, I said to you, Tim, wasn't it, last night? I don't think I'm gonna bring back requester routes. I think I'm gonna be focused on a particular train or a particular route. But yeah, maybe I'll play this a bit more often. Thanks, driver. This unit will form the 1 Romeo 79 service back to Glasgow at 3:15. Set the reverser to off. Lights the tail. Set the driver reminder appliance on. DRA. Master keys are off. Nice. I love Skyhook stuff, man. It's just simple and nice, you know. Even the most basic stuff. See, if this was given some fancy ass name, whereby there was nothing fancy about it, I would have had that problem. But they called it for what it is. Even allowed us to close the train properly. In normal Dovetail fashion, we would have just opened the doors and that would have been it. But we've actually properly shut down the cab, left the doors open, by the way, which doesn't happen on Dovetail stuff. The doors always have to close for some reason, which is a little thing that really annoys me and has always annoyed me. It's just... It was simple, but I have no complaints about it, because they said, hey, we're going to give you a jam sandwich, and they gave me a jam sandwich. They didn't promise me a 5-star buffet at a 2 Michelin star restaurant and gave me a jam sandwich. Sorry, I don't know what sort of analogy that was, but you get the point. When we were young, maybe like 12, 15 years ago, me and my brother talked about a medieval game that used to do certain things in game, look after weapons and swords and all. Close to that, we got his Kingdom Come Deliverance, and it came out 2018, I think. What is it about like the ultra realism that we craved for as kids? It's like things came close, but that exact thing we had in our heads, that imagination, it's very rare that something like that actually comes to fruition. £35. Yeah, so the train coming basically, Dan, that's they've titled it as an expert loco because it's a little bit more difficult to drive than, and bear in mind, by the way, we have that currently in game. We have that loco in game already, but they're bringing it in as a more advanced version, which is just a more realistic version, because the one we had already in game is stripped down. And yeah, it's just very questionable. Very, very questionable. Then in days like that, take a break. Yeah. I'm considering it. I want to be consistent, but I think, yeah, I actually considered that today. I wondered if I should try and do an evening bid, but I said nah. It's because you missed me. That's what it was. Probably, you know. I actually thought about it. I was like, okay, I'm here driving around. Well, we spent a lot of time with Jalen, so that was cool. It's not the same, though, innit? It's not. There's no shenanigans when Danny hangs around with Jalen. It's just business, strictly business. They say on the forums there's no smoke coming from the exhaust, and some other one I can't remember. Fair enough, but is that a bug, or is that just something that Skyhook decided to skip on? Hey, hello, Bugs and Roses. It has been a while. How have you been? How do you change track, bro? What do you mean, how do you change track? What do you mean? I told you it was boring. What truck? The train? I may have spent some weeks playing Coffee. What is Coffee Sim? Movies great, can't beat Deadpool. You know what? I've never been a big superhero person, you know. I've watched one of the movies in cinema once, because a girl wanted me to go with her, and I felt sorry for her, so I went with her. But I don't remember what we watched. It was Deadpool. It was the first one, I think. Or was it? Was it Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't remember. But I'm one of the very few, it seems, that just has never been interested in Marvel or the other one I forgot. TTG pisses me off. You're not the only one, Tim. Bros in Twitch mode. Only, I guess, have a great stream. Oh, them Bugs and Roses. Jesus Christ, have a bit of patience, mate. If you're not around often, that's why. You used to be around often, and you're not around often anymore. I'm very slow at reading chat. Because I'll read one piece of chat and then just expand on it as if I'm doing like GCSE English. I said to him, it's somewhere in between. Oh, yes, it's a small sim than game. Right. Interesting. That is a shit I read in chat. Thank you, Tim. That's a man who knows me. I made there's a massive sim for planes, cockpit, and all this class. Yeah, listen, some of the plane stuff is incredible. Absolutely incredible. That's why I'm saying I wish I was into it. But then I don't wish I was into it. Because I've seen, like, I think I saw Thrustmaster rudder pedals yesterday for £419. Rudder pedals. Let alone all the other stuff. And it's like every single bit of kit. If you're going to buy a quality version of it, every single bit is hundreds of quid. What? So you know what? Maybe I'm kind of glad that I'm not entirely a play nerd. I wish all the effort put into collectibles and other goofy shit. Ugh, I don't want to talk about collectibles, man. The control car included by default Xbox One should have been released. Yes, yeah. Why it wasn't? It doesn't make sense. Because it's something that should have been included in the first place. And instead of charging... What was it recently? Okay, so there was the Cathcart upgrade, the TOD4 upgrade and everything. That was free. But you had to pay for the 380. That's fine. That's how it should be. We didn't have to pay for the Class 380. And then with it came the TOD4 upgrade. We got the TOD4 upgrade for free. And the timetable upgrade. And then if we wanted to purchase 380, we could have done that. What a weird company. Facts. He's gone, bro. I know he's long gone. Oh, Simro. I can't tell you. Should we get driving while I talk? I can't tell you, Chuck, why I got bored of it. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it's boring. It's very hard to call it boring when there's the variety of services, trains, service patterns, the fact that you can play as a dispatcher, the multiplayer aspect. It compared to TSW, it's a bit confusing as to why I got bored of it, because it doesn't really make sense. So I don't know. I can't call it boring. I'll say I got bored of it, but I can't say it. I can't say it got boring. Okay, right, lads. Why make me spawn here so I can see the great HST? Very well. That's a fair, valid reason. Superhero movies aren't my thing either. Chat moves faster than his thoughts. Oh boy. I told you guys, when you see me play Danny, yeah, Danny is me. I am Danny. Like, some things that Danny does, right, I wish it was part of his character that I was, like, role-playing. It's not. It's really not. If he was on often, you would know when you send a message. You get a message, boys, that Danny will get you XP in 1 to 50 minutes. Valid. He used to be around often. Welcome aboard. Key and prepare for departure. The service calls at Croy, Falkirk High, Polmont, Linlithgow, Haymarket, and finally Edinburgh. Okay, well, okay, fuck me then for being a slow reader. Right. Okay, we can remove these now. I'm not a complete nerd. Complete bot, I mean. Increase the brightness on here, because apparently... Oh, okay. Okay, it's just on. It's a nice little loco, isn't it? I mean, it does the job, I guess. It's cool. It's cute. I mean, it's just a 158, really, isn't it? I think it's what I was saying the other day. I was talking about it. It's just a 158. There's nothing really to it. Will Danny complete the chat before GTA 6? Good question. We will see. We will see. No, maybe, right. The HST and GWR livery. It makes sense for it to be at Glasgow, right? I wonder if we get Valente just using JT's new route. I heard that we will. Or did I or am I talking about something completely different? I feel like I heard that we will. I could be wrong though. Hey, Tick. Hello, mate. It's been a while. How have you been, man? Ah, so many names I haven't seen in a while. I missed you guys. Wait, no, kids. They won't be going to adults when I go back. I want to be in Red Dead World. The grass is always greener on the other side. I've settled on. I've sort of accepted that to be life. So, just try and be satisfied wherever you are. Okay, maybe I should get that instead of a damage at 101. Stuck with work, sorry, Tick. But I'm, hey, you're doing your thing, my man. You're living, you're hustling, you're earning your bread. I can only respect it. Thank you, Fairy Tommy, for the hydrate redemption. You're busy with the high tone. Well, Jesus Christ, everything's falling down. Talking about high tone. I mean, I don't know. It's a fucking horn. What do you expect? It's just a horn, innit? Just a horn. What's meant to be on this screen? Is this meant to be like? It doesn't look like your typical CCTV screen. Although it could be. I wouldn't know. I don't drive these trains. But you're always a train man. So I was very fond of trains when I was a kid. Trains that I was around, which being in the middle of London, there was a very limited scope of trains around me, and my family weren't really like train people, so it's not like they saw that sort of, not passion, but it's not like they saw that in me that I like trains and said, oh, let's take him on trains and different trains and let's go train spotting. Like they didn't do that. So I just liked what was around me, which was just mainly London Underground stuff. I loved when I had the opportunity to go on stuff overground, National Rail trains. Even the overground itself was a treat when I would go on it. But I was never into trains the same way I was into cars. And I think a lot of that was just down to what was accessible. Because, like, for example, my whole childhood was spent watching Top Gear. But what was the equivalent train show on TV, for example, you know? Other than train, like, I grew up playing Need for Speed and Gran Turismo. What were the train equivalents on PS2? I didn't get into gaming on PC until 2012, 2013. And Train Sim Classic wasn't exactly an easy game to run. So the couple of times I tried it on the shit laptops I had, it was a shit experience, so I just ended up deleting it. There was this Japanese one that was an online game that I spent hours on. It was those like video-based games where it's just a video that's playing, and you just control how fast or slow the video plays. Basically, spent a lot of hours on that, but I just didn't really have access to trains, man. So there was always something there, but it was never able to fully go out. And when Train Sim World Heavy Haul came out in 2018, I think, I took a lot of interest in that, watched a ton of videos on it. Didn't really see enough to sway me to purchase the game myself. Same thing with 2020. The only reason I jumped into Train Sim World 2, which would make a lot of sense, was because of the London Underground route, the Bakerloo line. So it sort of, things just came together perfectly in order for me to actually get into Train Sims myself. So yeah, I love them, but ask me for facts and general like knowledge questions and trivia on trains, I ain't got a clue. which is a bit of a shame. I feel like that it would be good to have good general knowledge of trains on stream. It's good it makes for good talking points and stuff on these streams. That's when I watch. Well, I don't really do so anymore, but I used to just every now and again stoop on other people's streams that would stream TSW or Train Sim Classic, and one thing that would always stick out would be their wealth of knowledge. So it kind of sucks that I just don't really have much knowledge. I kind of just know what I know either from the game, from you guys, or from the forums, and I don't hang around on the forums anymore, so all I've got is you guys in chat and what gets brought up in the Discord, what articles I might read by Dovetail, and that's literally it. So it's getting, we're going backwards a little bit, it's getting worse and worse, but hey, it is what it is. Man's on a leather chair on a day like this. That's why this leather chain stinks. This leather chair, sorry, absolutely stinks. No idea, to be honest, my kids to be CCTV. I was always a train man. Yeah, I wish, man. I wish. There were a few things that when I was younger, like even my love for racing, right? My first ever time I went go-karting was 2 years ago. Like, if my parents had saw my love for racing, got me into it, who knows what could have been, you know? Like my second ever race go-karting, I finished first. I raced amongst people that are go-karters, and I finished first in my second ever race, and I pushed the shit out of that go-kart. My first track day at Brands Hatch, driving supercars for the first time in my life. Because there's obviously people that sit with you in the cars to sort of make sure you don't kill yourself. They were shocked at how good I was at driving, you know. So it's like, I always wonder, you know. So now that I'm in that parenthood seat, I'm trying to do as much as I can for the little ones. Like, as soon as something is seen that they really like or are into, I want to take as much advantage of that as possible for them. My mate loves planes that much he paid extra to get on a plane he was never on before. You know what? I hear it. Honestly, I hear it. I would do the same for like a car. I've paid extra for like Ubers and shit to experience like certain cars, so I can sit in certain cars. Need for Speed Classic. Rolling. Me with cars, but I don't know shit about cars. Yeah, I'm like, me and Henk are very similar. Henk hasn't been on it for a while. I made one of the biggest plane nerds on Reddit. He goes to museums and all. You know what? That's respectable. Obviously, it can get a bit too much. People that are very passionate can come off as a bit too much sometimes. But there's a lot that you can do with that wealth of knowledge, honestly. I remember seeing Schumacher winning races. My uncle was doing accidents on YouTube. Don't want to see. Oh, damn, man. I hope it wasn't like too serious. I hope he's alright now. So my thing is with F1, right? So I was always a Schumacher fan, right? Because of my dad. Lewis Hamilton came on the scene, right? And I said, oh, young guy, he's British. Schumacher's just fucking crashed out for the rest of his life. So I got to find someone else to follow, right? Hamilton was a perfect replacement. Followed him for a year. He didn't win the championship that year. Then I started working. And my Sundays have been taken up ever since. Because after work, it was then church. So my Sundays were dead. I came back to Formula 1 last year. I didn't come back to it, but I followed it the whole of last year. I was into it for a bit. I bought F1 22 and everything. Hamilton didn't win that year, but he didn't win the year before as well. So the whole 7-year reign that I would have absolutely loved, I missed it. And when I came back, finito. It was done. So that was interesting. Anyway, it was alright. I couldn't really get back into it. I think I stopped watching it in 2014. So yeah, I think it was like 8 or 9 years. The passion that I had tends to fall off after some years, you know. Absolutely love sim racing though. Can't wait to get back into that. And just the thrill of just chasing down hundredths of a second. I love it. But As for watching it, as for even like F1 games and stuff like that, nah, man. F1 just isn't what it is. It isn't what it is. What it is isn't what it used to be. Sorry. And from what I'm hearing, it's only gonna continue going down that path. He can say your plane is flying right above him. So can I with a flight radar up, which I love. Yeah, I went over the top of my uncle and Jesus Christ. I doubt I'd watch it, Dan, honestly. But so yeah, sorry about that. It's not great. Brutally honest thoughts on this, Adnan. On the 158. Thank you for calling me Adnan, by the way. I know my name's technically LWD Adnan, but like Punk calls me LWD. I always find it a little bit weird. I don't know why. It's like it makes sense to call me LWD, but my name's also Adnan. So anything other than that is always gonna be weird. But yeah, buddy, I have 0 hours in the Midland Mainline 158. So if we're here for a comparison, soz, I can't give you that. But for what it is, it's just a train. There's nothing that really like. There's nothing that sticks out to me. It's just a train. I've been saying that since I drove it the first time. It's just a train. Like it just does what it does, really. I would say best thing to do would probably pick it up on sale. But it doesn't really stick out to me as like anything wonderful. It's good. It's a good model train. It sounds pretty decent. The modeling's it looks pretty detailed, pretty on point. I like the little detail with the dust build up on top of the fire extinguisher. Little stuff like that from Skyhook's always good. But it's just a train. It's just a train, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't really stand out. It doesn't really stand out to me. It's just a train. It just does the job it sets out to do, innit? It does what it was created for, really. It would definitely be nice to see it on 5 Circle when the Livet, I'm gonna call them Livet L because they're an L company. When Livet decide to add them onto the timetable, it's nice on here, but I don't see you spending like hours and hours and hours in it because of the train itself. You might spend hours in it because it's on different routes, but it's just a train, innit? I agree, F1 is shit now. Yeah, I don't know what to call you. I'll call you Danny. Listen, Dan, call me what you want, mate, honestly. Call me what you want, mate. People call me Track. I see why, but it's like, it's very obvious that Tim is the name in Trackside Tim. So, I also can't breathe. I need my asthma pump. You're lucky the Irish isn't coming out. I'm calling you read words because I like it. Call me whatever the fuck you want, mate. I tend not to get offended by... I don't really get offended online. It's a bit of a silly thing to do, really, innit? Get offended online. It's like that meme. Look, I'm not obviously vouching for bullying, obviously. But it's like that meme of like, how can you get bullied online? Just turn off your computer. It's just like that kind of thing. It's just online, innit? Because everyone finds it's your thing. I'm going to DM you at least. Yeah, exactly. Have you heard of the news on Expert 101? What are your thoughts? As I said previously, Omar, it doesn't warrant the €35 price tag. Absolutely ridiculous price tag. The cab car should be free because it should have come with the 101 initially. So that's an L. The fact that you can only get faults on scenarios is an L. It's not really an expert loco. It's just a more realistic loco. It's a more simulated loco. I.e., it should have been expert from the beginning. Just not enough to sway me, I'm afraid. Cool, you get to input a bit more data on some more screens and be a bit more hands-on with a train. Fantastic, amazing, great. 35 euros in this economy, you're off your noggin, mate. Off your rocker. Only reason I'd get it to be for the timetable. Yeah, honestly, that's, other than obviously for content purposes, that's like the main reason I buy all these DLCs. Nothing better than being on a route and you're seeing different trains coming at you, and better yet, different train operating companies as well, which is why Midland Main Line is such a fucking amazing route. Me and the mates go all coming before Barcelona. How are you, Dan? So obviously, I think the Irish and the Scottish tend to be a bit hard on that, more so than like down south, yeah. But I find it so weird that this is how we are in this part of the world, right? And then, and then whenever I play No Pixel, right, where Danny's talking to like, friends overseas, they get offended at like darling and love and sweetheart. I find that really odd. Like, it's mind blowing to me that people actually get offended. If I say, oh, how you doing, love? How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing, darling? Like, that's me and boss woman in a corner shop. You know what I'm saying? Like forget, like, oh, how you doing, cunt? Forget that. Just endearing terms. It's so weird how like it's cultural at the end of the day, innit? But I feel like, I don't know, man. Every time I've encountered it on No Pixel, like it makes me go a bit like, okay, it's a little bit odd, but yeah. Their experiment feels like, how much should people be willing to pay for actually put effort into our trains? Oh boy. The issue with that mentality is that people are going to pay regardless. That's why we've got TSW5 around the corner. Because they know people will complain. Good for them, haha. The people who bring in money do so very silently. So anything that Dovetail do will work out for them, because people just buy. People just buy. They can do whatever they do, no matter how ridiculous or diabolical it is. People will buy into it. No hate to Mac and TS3, they make good shit, but it's just fucking stupid. Yeah. Everyone getting to be 30, but yeah, PS2 days. God, like, take me back, man. Now you can't even have GTA Online. Let's have PS Plus, have GTA Online. GTA Online, online, a feature that you basically paid for. You've bought the game. The game comes with an online feature. What? Mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing. Hey, Jason, how you doing, man? It's been a minute. I hope you've been well. What happened? With what, Tim? EA games are now €100, £100. Yeah. Forza Horizon 5 Ultimate Edition. I bought that. That was £80, I think, or £90. I played that for like a year. Complete waste of money, man. Well, I was hoping to kind of bang out the channel with content, with early access and all. That didn't go great. The numbers speak for themselves on those videos. Quite interesting. It is what it is. The Crew Motorfest, I'm not gonna lie, if I had the money for it, I would have also bought that. Yeah. It's the thing is, you see what sort of Xbox are doing with their Game Pass and shit, and it honestly looks like we're sort of going into the way of subscription gaming, which has its positives, but there's nothing like actually fucking owning your games. I think in the next 10 years, gaming is going to take a very interesting turn, I think, or it can. It has a big potential to take an interesting turn. I really invest with them. Because they're a business after all. That's what it comes down to, man. I've been saying that. That's what it comes down to. They're a business. Ah, Chuck. I don't know. This whole buying content day one, like, I'll get like more viewers for that release day stream, right? But they don't stick. Like, people will come and be like, oh, hey, how is it? Is it worth buying? And then that's it. So this whole getting content for like the channel thing isn't It's not really been working out. It's not really been working out. So I don't know. Maybe when TSW5 comes, I'll just fucking pirate everything. Then I get the best of both worlds. I don't pay, and I have shit to do content with. Hey, Mr. Carter, I have a bone to pick with you. So you've been playing some Train Sim World recently, haven't you, yeah? After saying, last time, trains are rubbish. And now you're here with all my train people. You have to defend yourself. You have to defend yourself. Thank you for the raid. How have you been? New games are like 60 plus. And that's minimum. For like the absolute base version of the game, you're looking at 60 plus. I want to buy Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk plus the Phantom Liberty DLC, you're looking at 70 plus. Absolutely ridiculous. The Ian McKellen vid where he talks about getting off a train and gets in a taxi and Testament goes where we're going to love because for a man or woman who will be a lot better place. Hey, it's a day and age of getting offended, ain't it? Uninstall TSW4. Oh, what happened, Carter, man? What happened? I'm saying out of the one-on-one argument. Yeah, probably. I would assume that would be a safe option for you, Jason. I would also assume that you agree with everything I've said regarding it. So I'll keep it there. I'll keep it as I'll assume this and I'll assume that. Yeah. But the thing is, we can't be surprised at this point, can we? There's been at least, I'll give it to Dovetail, they've been consistent. they've been consistent in their ways. We've kind of seen where they've been going for the past, within the past like 3 or 4 years. And yeah, we can't be surprised. Oh my god, I forgot I even had music playing in the background. This train is loud. It is a diesel after all. Hey, it's a good ass diesel. I'll give it that. It does what a diesel does. Be loud. Andrew Tate made a good point, you know. Why can't I just breathe air? Why am I struggling to breathe? Just breathe air, like. Right, let me go get my pump before I die here. Alright, I can breathe again. I'm hot as hell in this shirt, man. Should I just be a hot tub streamer? What if I streamed Train Sim World and GTA from a hot tub? Then I've got the best of both worlds, don't I? TSC happened. Do you prefer TSC over TSW then, Carter? Interesting. Twitch told Carter his viewer demographic was 60 plus, so he started streaming Train Sim. I mean, hey, it's not a bad move. It's not a bad move. How are you, Cecil? I'm surprised, honestly, seeing that price like at the bottom of the article. Damn it. I don't know how I missed it. Oh my god, we've got 14 people here. Hello, everyone. Jesus Christ, this is a record for TSW4. Well, congratulations. You guys are all here for it, all part of it. Amazing. I don't know how I missed it. I read through the article, and then like I got to the price, and I don't know, it's almost like instinct. I got to the price, and I just like zoned out, and then clicked off the article. See how I could have done. Jason, honestly, listen. The scenarios. What are the scenarios, mate? What are the scenarios, Jason? They're timetable runs, right? So what have they titled them? They've titled them the head codes for that run. You see how easy that was? And then you get to the end of the run, what do? You shut down the cab. You don't close the doors, by the way. You leave the doors open and shut down the cab, right? Tell me one dovetail scenario where, number one, it ends properly. You end your shift properly. And two, how many are just timetable runs with fancy ass names? I don't get it. I don't get this like addiction of overdoing something. Just like the Expert 101, it's not an expert train. It's just a realistic train. What's expert about it? So are all the buses in OMSI then expert buses? Are all the planes in Microsoft Flight Sim expert planes? It's a simulator, right? Train sim world. Train sim world. It's a simulator. Although that argument is never going to die out. What it is exactly, I've settled on Simcade. But so you just expect a realistic train, innit? Really? Yeah. There's not much to say on the topic, really. I'm just glad that Skyhook have done what Skyhook does, and have made a train which I feel is worth money. Maybe not. How much is it? Like 13 quid? Maybe not that much money. I think a tenner would have sufficed. But hey, it's good quality work at the end of the day. So at least we're not here saying what is this pile of shit. And you would be cheap, but Jesus. Sometimes I go, love you, mate, and feel uneasy. I don't know what way some people react. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I've been in those situations before, even IRL. I guess you just have to adapt with the times, really. Ultimately, these are my best mates. I'm just a big softy, sensitive guy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. I am sensitive at times, but I don't know. With things worth being sensitive about, you know? Which is treading on glass here, but, you know, I don't know. I just feel like it's overdone sometimes. But then again, it's all relative. It's literally all relative, so. At the end of the day, do what you need to do to get along with everyone, basically. How fast does it get up to on the Midland Main Line? Ah, alright, Chuck. Which next stream might be GTA 5. Not gonna lie, it probably will be. But maybe the stream after that will be Train Sim Mod 4. Maybe I'll do some evening TSW streams for a while until I get sick of it again. I've actually enjoyed this little run. Timetable isn't really difficult to stick to, is it? Pardon me. Now there's how you grow your channel. You still do. So I think if I played Train Sim Classic first and then got into Train Sim World, I would be more of a Train Sim Classic guy. But because I played Train Sim Classic once, way before I ever touched TSW. But it was only for like, what happened to the GSMR? But it was only for like a little while because my PC couldn't handle it at the time. Okay, it's stuck again. So I was never really into TSC. But I think if I had played it from ages ago and gotten all the mods and just been familiar with it, I definitely would have been a TSC guy. I can tell. I can tell I would have. But the graphics here, the ability to interact with the cab, to walk around and actually be a being in this world is hard to turn down, man. It's hard. I have to say 5k channel quotes. Hello, Troy. That's done to make journey mode simpler, apparently. In what way, Jason? In what way? We have been paying for half-done trains, yeah, and we've been paying for half-done routes a lot of the time. Half-done is generous sometimes. Alright, Dommy, take care, my man. Thank you for stopping by. Hello, Punk. My favourite train? The Class 465. Which you would never guess, because I just don't play it. But it is my favourite train. I love it. I love the IRL as well. Although, again, literally haven't been on it for years. Oh, that's the other bugger that's on TSC too. That's a little bit annoying. Why doesn't it just be GSMR like all the other trains? BTC was a dovetail route, was it not? That's odd. Yeah. Oh man, I love everything about it. The sounds. Well, I had some mods for it, so obviously they played a part. But the sounds, the cab, the looks of it, the funky little big forehead look it has, the acceleration and the braking and the sounds again. It's yeah, I love it, man. The little livery on it. I don't know. I just love everything about it, really. For some reason, the 11-hour stream popped up in my head. That was a great stream. The Simrail one, yeah, it was. My favorite train is the Class 377 in Trace World. The Class 377 is great. It's one of my favorites. Love the simplicity of it. It's a train I'm quite familiar with from real life. One of the few in the game, which does matter. Yeah, I love it. And it's quite local to, you know, where I grew up as well. So, again, that also plays a part. Sounds like a plane at speed. It does, you know. It actually does. It feels amazing when you get up to speed as well. Favorite train is the BR101. That with the mods that I had for it. The sounds, like the vibrations when you first get moving. And it's just a nice train to drive overall, man. Physics-wise, love it, man. Honestly. 377 is pretty sterile. A lot of people say that, and it's fair. I think it depends on like what you grew up with, what was around in your time period, what part of the country or the world that you grew up in as well. I feel like plays a part. Like for example, for myself, who only ever had kind of like electric trains around me, of course I'm gonna like the 377, right? Because it was a train I was around so often. It's a train that's very comfortable to ride in. I only have good memories with it. But something like a diesel, which a lot of people, you know, love, there's no hype for me. I'm talking like BR Blue era, you know, 80s, early 90s era. That was in my time period, so a lot of people have a lot of love and a lot of like fond memories of that time. It doesn't mean anything to me. So a lot of it has to do very, very simply with age, geography, and experience as well. What trains you've had experience with. Like having the Bakerloo line, which is a line. Forget just a train. The whole line, I was very familiar with. Oh, we fucked this one. It was a line I was very familiar with. I would take like 4 or 5 days a week at that time. Oh my god, it takes long to stop. Oh, are we slipping? I think we were slipping. So yeah, I know there's a lot of hate, especially from the BR Blue fans, for the 377 and similar trains. But I think at the end, which I understand anyway, because it's exactly the same reason why I like what I like. And I don't necessarily, but it's the thing about that community, yeah. It's like hate towards the more modern stuff, which I don't understand. Like, I can't say I dislike or hate the previous trains, and I don't think anything that comes after this era I'm going to hate. So I don't get why the older generation tend to shit on, you know, people that like modern day stuff. I think that kind of sucks. We're all one of the same, really, in this in the train community. So I'm not really a fan of that, but I get why people like what they like and dislike what they dislike. I have PTSD from trains after being in them every day for 4 years. Hey, it sounds like a dream to me. America could use some electro stores like with collab electric mobile units. America could use with just prioritizing like passenger trains. I get why they don't. Whoops. Let's get some sanding on point. Is there not like a wheel slip? Oh, there is a wheel slip light, but it doesn't come on. Because I feel like we are suffering from a bit of wheel slip. But the light isn't coming on. Is it on? Is that on? No. Is the transmission fault light gonna turn off, or do we have to come to a stop? That seems to be what cleared it when we arrived at the station. Let's come to a stop. I love our old diesels, but we're starting to like third world country. Jesus. Same with the just crying about all the old trains we get. Yeah. Okay, we're struggling a little bit here, ain't we? That's when we put me in the cab of anything and I drive it old or new. Yeah, literally me. Literally me. The only thing I had issues driving was Steam, but that's only because I was anxious about driving them. Let's be real here, the only good trains that America have are that SLR and Stadler. Because I haven't even seen what Stadler looks like. The trains we have running on Brightline are pretty good. Are we getting that potentially? Hey, hello Simon, how you doing? Long time no see. And as much as I hate freight, bro, we got some damn good freight logos. Yeah, I mean, hey, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's still a little bit weird to me, but I hear it. I bet that in Mind Transport Legend, it seemed that coming to a stop was enough to turn it off, although we've now got the light back on. Oh, there it is. Seems like we're good now. We're moving. Should be good to full power it all the way to Haymarket now. Right, that would be insane. Oh, I've been hearing about it for a minute. The thing is, Tim, it would be insane if it was done well. Let's remember that. It would be insane if it was done well. That's why I no matter what I hear coming to TSW for a long time now, for the past year or so, I've not allowed myself to get excited at all. It sounds good that we're getting some new shit. When it comes, we'll give it a go. If it's great, we'll have a lot of fun with it, and it will be amazing, and Dovetail will be carried on everyone's backs. If it's trash, yeah, well, it's just the same old story again, isn't it? Why is it so warm? I mean, it's touched 30 degrees, I think, today here in London, Dan. So I assume it's our area of the world. Kind of, I guess we're all suffering from the same thing. Oh my God, Simon, that fucking sucks. I've had issues with mine off late. On and off, on and off, on and off. If you've been here consistently over the past couple of weeks, you would know we've also got some issues here of our own. An engineer came today, checked everything indoors, checked everything outdoors. Apparently everything works perfectly. And at that point it's like, well, fuck me, I guess, because clearly not. But hey, I'll take that over Metrolink any day. So he's meeting my host. I know, all of us, Tim, honestly. Even me saying that, it takes sort of like reminding myself every single time that, hey, calma. I spent most of the day in an air-conditioned building. It was bliss and luxury. What a day to do that, Ali. What a day to do that, honestly. You chose the right motherfucking day. Honestly. Have you guys heard of Brightline West? Should be completed around the same time they just do. Oh, no. I'm not even familiar with Brightline as it is. I know it's very popular. I couldn't tell you for the life of me why. If I could get aircon in this room, man, I'd suck dick for some aircon in this room right now, honestly. I need to get like a fan. Like a standing fan that just blows on me the whole time. The old fella in the office gave off about the AC being going over 22 degrees in the office. 22 degrees would be bliss compared to whatever we're dealing with right now, Dan. Fans just move the hot air. I didn't know I wanted to cry. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've got a window like literally right there, which I know means nothing to you guys. You have no clue what I'm talking about, but just take my word for it. It's right there. So I could have the fan blowing at me, but then the desk covers like my body, and it's sort of, I need my whole body to be cooled. It would also be nice to have a case on my PC, because 90% of the heat comes from a PC. But I need a new case, and the case I want is 200 quid. So that's sort of the core problem of mine right now. But hey, it means that at least things don't get too hot in there, which I guess it's a blessing and a curse. I can't believe we're only using 14 and 15 gigabytes of RAM. It must have been some program. Power went out last night and we had no AC for a couple hours. At least you guys have like AC as standard in the US. That's so cool, man. The fact it's just normal to have air conditioning. It is better than just sitting in the warmth, yeah. Yeah, even if it's moving, at least, I don't know, you've got something going on, innit? Yeah, even during the day. That would have been hell. Might have missed a chat. What do you think of the new 101 being in 30 English pounds? Trash. That price tag is absolute trash, Simon. I wish there was like a replay function in it where I could just replay all the times that I've spoken about it. There's nothing expert about it, Simon. It's just a realistic logo like we should have in a sim. Upset a little bit. Not upset, I couldn't give a shit, but how do I put it? It's a bit crap that faults only occur on scenarios. It's not really expert when all you're really doing is just inputting some extra bits of data here and there manually. It's a bit of extra work, but at the end of the day, nothing that's worth anywhere near 35 euros, man. That is ludicrous. You're telling me that loco is worth more than routes, more than whole routes with trains? Wild. Wild. It's currently 18 degrees and 80%. 80. It's the humidity that's the problem. The temperature's usually okay. Humidity is the problem. Yeah, like Tim said, humidity's a bitch. Normal to have air conditioning, I adore that. My house has always be freezing cold, but I freeze again this week in the store in case I move out in the future. My plan is free to see. Pettiness to the extreme, I love it. I really want the cab car to be up for 30. The cab car, speaking on the cab car, should be free because that should have come with the 101 in the first place. I understand if you're going to charge for the expert, loco, cool. That's a shit decision anyway in itself, but whatever. But then to charge for the cab car as well, which should have been part of the 101. But then again, saying that, the expert 101 should have been the initial 101 anyway. So it ends up being a moot argument. The worst thing about it is that the water gets warm here as well. Shouldn't taste like that. Well, I wanted the cab car to pay $40. Yeah, they've just done another paywall thing, haven't they? I'm disappointed because I really want the cab car. A lot of people do, Simon, a lot. But then Dovetail know that. Dovetail know that. And that's just the way they do business, man. Same way they paywall certain routes. In order to have any route that's come out post TSW4, you need to buy TSW4. In order to have any route post TSW5, you need to buy TSW5. That's just the way Dovetail do. It's a very EA-like mentality. I got out of my car to driving home for about 45 minutes. My glass was fogged up and the car was that cold inside. It's a sour like fun. No, not sour or funky. Maybe funky a little bit. It tastes woody. There's a wood taste to it. It's being added to 2 routes, so it's 10 raw. Isn't it just layering on to what it already runs on? They said that it's just copy. It's the timetables are just copied. The fuck indeed. My previous portal had like an earthy taste. I don't know what it is with my bottles. Plus there are at least 6 types of iced tea because I'm missing for sparing with Bistro Cafe. Well, I mean, hey, I think the worst offender, or one of the worst offenders of that, Simon, is only having second-class coaches on St. Mirren Park. Not having first, not having any restaurant coaches, which I believe are a thing. Only having second-class coaches. That was a crime, man. Like, you look at, like, Cymru. Cymru has all the coaches that you'd expect. Like, it's a very basic thing. And I think, should Dovetail make the effort to have the cars that should be included in these formations, I think, 1, they're going to charge a price for it, and 2, they're going to expect a massive round of applause. They don't like being called lazy, right? Alright. It's okay though, because we get the ice delivery as well. Yeah, right, that makes everything alright. It's less than with the car 101 runs on. Really? Oh my god. I feel like I read it's the same. Oh my god. So how do you excuse that then? For 35 euros. How do you excuse that? The train already exists, for fuck's sake. It already exists. It already runs on those routes. What's the excuse? What's the excuse? Fuck me, man. Dovetail are trying really hard to min-max. Minimum effort and maximum income, I guess. Ludicrous. Actually ludicrous. Right, it's fat pasty where Irishman is too warm. I'm gonna try and... Good luck with that, Dan. Yeah, the OBB coach just really pissed me off. Yeah. Yeah. If you're not familiar with the trains, like, to be honest, I'm not familiar with like the Samarangbon, for example. So it's fine with me. But even having that background knowledge, I'm annoyed. Let alone if you're very familiar with that train. Man, you expect, like, you hear that, you know, Dovetail are bringing in, you know, your train and a route like that you're familiar with. It causes some excitement. And then they lift you up here and just drop you down with disappointment. It's a shame, man. Go the whole way. Go the whole way. Only Dresden and Salzburg. I mean, they're not bad routes for the 101, but again, if it's already running on several others, have it continue to run on those several others. I guess the SW5 is the main thing right now in-house. Only Novica, Dresden and Salzburg Rosenheim, they can't be bothered duplicating. That's the thing. It already runs on those, like, it's literally just that. You just need to duplicate them. You just need to duplicate them. It's not much. It's not much. But you can play it in 3 room. Oh, that old chestnut. That old chestnut. They have really rinsed out that one, haven't they? Oh, hello. The frames are dropping. We are down to 40. Shouldn't hurt you guys, but it's definitely hurting me. Good luck coding, I like that. I'm familiar with the DBIC coaches, they're probably my favorite train, and they're dying out, so frustrating they haven't got it right. Yeah, that's the thing as well, right? So, like, for example, when Dovetail brought in Steam, you're bringing to life an era that we're never going to get back. So why half-arse it? Like, you have an opportunity to make it such a special occasion for us. Same with the BR Blue era. You look how popular Preston Blackpool was. Why? Because it's so immersive. It takes you... I feel like I'm in the 80s. I wasn't born in the 80s, but I feel like I'm there. It just takes some passion. It just takes a bit of effort. It just takes a bit of work. It just takes a bit of love, man. Honestly, it just takes a bit of love and good intentions. Anyway, I really do hope Just Trains smash out the park again with a new one. I had to whisper all day backwards. I guess that's not. I don't think that's something I'd like to imagine, but maybe it would sound similar to pop up, pop up, pop up. Not great. Yeah, same thing with Blackpool route, Faith as well. It's an incredible route, man. I love it. It's a treat every time. Whether you're switching, whether you've taken the pace, or whether you've taken anything else, it's whatever you do on that, it's enjoyable, and it's a route that constantly feels alive. I think by far, it's not a debate, man. That's number one. That's a It's not a contender. It's firmly in first place for me. And I think it would be difficult to argue it being the best route in the game. I'll say this though, the Cathcart remaster was great, we should encourage that. Yes, but we don't have power encouraging that, Simon. Money encourages that. If the 380 wasn't a thing, Dovetail would have seen no reason to upgrade the route. They never upgraded that route to TOD4 because, oh, let's do it for our player base or for our customers and let's give them a little treat. No. We need to sell this new train. We need to make money from this new train. How can we do that? Oh yeah, let's make the route it's going to be on very nice. It's as simple as that. It's the only language Dovetail talk is money. So if we want to see improvements that we want to see, the way to get that done realistically is by thinking, okay, how can Dovetail bring this in and make money from it? And then you push that idea forward to them and then they'll probably listen. But if you're just going to say, hey, we want this feature and that feature, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you in their eyes? Once upon a time, when they had certain members that are no longer part of their team, it felt like they gave a shit about us. Today, please. And it's not even being pessimistic. It's just the way it is. We should praise when they do well, not hold them accountable when they take the piss. Hey, it happens, Simon. For the most part, that's exactly what happens. But it's just not us. We don't have the power. Our wallets do, but nobody votes with their wallet. So things will continue to go in the trajectory that they've been going in. They're playing bagpipes, great. Dresden Race and SEHS. Oh, Dresden Race it's not a bad route, you know. It's top. Whoa, it's top 5 for me. Top 5. It doesn't make it top 3 for me personally. I'd say Midland Main Line, and then again, it's mostly because I'm in the UK, and then probably Southeastern High Speed. And then maybe London Commuter. And then I think Leverkusen Dresden. Again, that's really down to where I am. I don't mind that though. If every route came with a new DLC and a remaster, then the game would be better. Yeah, but that's the thing. They're not doing that, are they? They're not thinking to themselves, okay, how can we upgrade every route and make a financial and have financial benefits of that? Oh yeah, let's bring let's bring DLCs to all of our older routes. They don't think like that. It just happened to be that they wanted to bring the 380, and again, just happens to be so that is a Cathcart Circle route, and so it's just the pieces kind of just fell into place for that. But yes, it indeed would be very nice if that was their way of thinking, intentionally bringing in new trains, new loco DLCs, full past routes, to have an excuse to bring them over to TOD4. And let's give them another Class 86 with a slightly different livery. I wish we could have like even like a Freightliner livery, or a what's the orange and black one? Is it Colas? A Colas livery. But no, let's actually have a new freight loco, please, for the UK. That would be great. What about HRR when they released the 218 no route upgrades? Yeah, that was interesting. I'm not gonna lie, that was strange. I know the 218's been like a work in progress for a minute, but I still felt like that was very, very strange. Welcome aboard service 2 Whiskey 64 from Anniesland. Complete the arrival into Glasgow and then take the unit out of service to Eastfield Depot as 5 November 40. Check the train set, ensure it's ready. Oh hello, 45 FPS. Night headlight is fine. I don't think we can control passenger lights, can we? We can. But would they mess around with the fuses though? Oh, coach lighting off. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. Most six than I even know what to do with facts. Very what this is important too. It's incredibly important because let's be honest, if everyone just stopped buying crap, Dovetail will stop shoveling it out. The only reason they're doing it is because it makes them money. That's what I mean. If you show it, that's what we want, and it makes them money, then it'll be encouraged to do it. Anything to get them to do better. Yeah, but I mean, how many times has it been said on Discord, on the forums? Let's vote with our wallets. Let's vote with our wallets. No one does that shit, man. It's not about 10 or 20 people doing it. I don't think 10 or 20 people even do it, but it's not about that. It needs a huge amount of play. And remember, the majority of the player base aren't on the forums, aren't on the Discord. They're not part of these conversations. They're probably unaware. If it was for me on the forums, maybe there's like maybe 60 to 70% of the things that are wrong with DLCs, I wouldn't even take note of them myself because my knowledge isn't like that great. So I would have noticed certain things. But even with the many other EWTs, just something different. It's all we're asking for, really. No, we have any fucking the lo-fi beats, the vibe. Is it loud enough? It's really quiet in my headphones, really quiet. Like it's just barely coming through. What they've done with Scotland is good because the next route will have a good base of laser like Germany. Yes, yes. But then again, how long have we been asking for that? Say like when they brought in the East Coast main line, right? Or when they brought in Glossop. Man, all we were ever asking for, like, okay, Birmingham Cross City, New Street. New Street features in a couple of routes, right? Okay. There's been potential to have routes overlap. To have like continuation of different routes, and they don't do it, and I don't know why. Sometimes it seems so obvious, like even from a marketing standpoint, that this is something that would make them money, but they reject it. It's like they really lack money, but then sometimes they don't really lack money. They only lack money when they want to lack money. It's a bit confusing. Like that is the ultimate key. All we want is for routes to feel busy. So if you guys sell us that, routes that connect, routes that join up, where we can simulate finishing in one station and then starting up a new route and again simulating that we're continuing one run. That sort of shit would really sell. I was talking about freight. I might as well say this. Colas Roll is way overdue and Wales is way overdue. Wales is way overdue, I agree. I'm surprised they haven't brought that in yet. Like we have locos for Wales. In terms of just reusing stuff. The blueprint's there. It would just be the scenery for the most part. I had a really nice Freightliner livery. I had a GBRF livery as well. They're really nice, man. We've used some of them on stream. Yeah, I've been saying it should choose routes more strategically for later in. If they don't connect some stock overlap and much better start somewhere with one train. Yeah. And they know that it's working well in Germany. They know. I'm pretty sure they've made mention of it. But it's like the logical option. They just don't like it. If you know something works, continue doing it. It's like the whole bringing in features for one DLC and then we never see that feature again. Luckily, we've been seeing less and less of that, which is good, but that was a thing for some time. Oh wait, I think we've got passengers on here. And I've turned the lights off on them. Hello, Ben. Never having a train sim mod, but would love to see 125 HSD and 5 Circle Line. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it does exist in the form of a mod. Very, very nice mod, actually. But, yeah, it's a shame consoles don't see those kind of thing. It would be so cool for consoles to have mods, man. I don't think anyone came off the train anyway. Oh, the light's on already. It's cute. Eleven IC sword I just did with my childhood. Yeah, that's something else that I'm surprised we don't have. I'm not gonna lie. See that detail, by the way? Oh, right. Never mind. There is no detail. Yeah, I'm so surprised we haven't gotten that livery yet. Thank God for like Creators Club and shit. No one got off because they couldn't find the doors. I think it's been confirmed they said in the past, but it might be 80s, not 90s. What? Just Trains is a route, yeah. Which I'm really happy about. Really happy about. Honestly, whatever era I think they come out with this, it's going to be good. I have a feeling, sorry to be negative, but I have a feeling the Sadame line isn't going to be great. Just because of the lack of experience from the studio. I don't know why, but there's just something in me that's like, don't expect too much, basically. So I think I'll buy that instead of the Expert 101. I mean, it's still a ways out though, isn't it? No, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just a feeling I have in it. It's just a feeling. But it's quite a feeling. The pictures look really good. It gives off Nidotoban vibes, which is good. I don't know, man. Tadami will be like, you know, looks nice, but no replay value. I have no idea what to expect in terms of like what the route actually is. I've got no idea. Well, I mean, at least Benny looks gorgeous. But the screenshots of Tadami Line also look great, but I don't know. I think it's one I'm going to be wary of. Odds on it being a TSW5 release route. I feel like it may be. Maybe a TSW5 release route. I don't like that. Announcing routes in one iteration only to not bring it in that iteration. Just like they did with Blackpool to Preston. I hear mixed reviews about the TSC stuff, so I don't know. I hope it's good. I was waiting a long, better route, better timetable. Look how good Blackpool route is timetable. Then you got one so far, but time pretty easy to do with love. Yeah, no, that's it. I don't mind waiting. Honestly, I don't mind waiting. If it's quality that we're waiting for, I don't mind. it's possible to wait too long, as with TSG's product sometimes, but I don't mind waiting for quality. I don't think anyone minds waiting for quality. I think it's a single line with one local chain back and forth. I mean, like I said, if it truly is like a Nidotoban type of route, I wouldn't be too mad about it. I think it's hilarious that the first Japanese would just be a random branch that I know is familiar with. Yeah, I mean, it's good for the studio to get to grips with TSW, and I think that's the main reason for why I'm feeling a bit about it, because it's going to be the first route, the first delve into all the tools and stuff, and they're using assets that, other than I guess maybe some vegetation, that we just don't have in the game yet, because, well, we don't have any Japanese routes in the game yet. Admittedly, I don't know much about Japanese draw, but that's what it looks like. I feel like there's way more options. Yeah, I'd much rather wait and have them do it right than cut corners. Denied. Great. Then we shall wait. And in the meantime, I'm going to fill up my my water. Be back soon. All right. It was JT's and TSG's first route, and they're both. Yeah, oh yeah, that was TSG's first route. Yeah. Crazy, huh? So I have no nervousness on Tadame. I wish I was in your shoes, man. I wish I was in your shoes. I don't know what it is, but it's the feeling. I should have let the reversal news just than I. Sorry for the noise. Probably should just kept my headphones on as well. Oh, hello. Nice to see passengers. And then they ruin it with the headlights. Well, something had to go wrong, isn't it? I was just complimenting the fact that there's actual passengers on the train, and it's got fucking headlights on the back. I think it'll be solid, not groundbreaking, not completely unplayable. But that's fair, that's fair. I think that's the most realistic sort of assumption or expectation. It seems like the easiest shit to get right. The whole tail light headlight situation has been an issue for a very long time. It's just that when Roots would be released, they'd all have that issue, and then they fixed it, and now it seems they'll fix something and something else will break. Because I don't remember that being an issue. Maybe it's just that one service. I don't know. I don't remember that being an issue on here. That's what I need to know. To conclude that DG doesn't test that game. Oh, we knew that. And now they have an excuse to not beta test the SW5 because of the leak, which I think is just an excuse to not test that game at all. I don't think things have been leaked. I don't think things have been leaked. I think they know it's going to be a piece of shit, and so they're sort of preparing for it now. So that when it comes out and it's a piece of shit, they can say, hey, well, the beta testers ruined it, and we couldn't trust them, so we couldn't test the game, and unfortunately, this is the price. And I'll be the one to get the tail lights around the front. Probably, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. That's usually the case. Tadambe wouldn't have freight like Nidotoban does. Yeah, I did think about that when I compared it, but I didn't mention it. Yeah, that is going to be something. I hope the timetable will still be decent enough, though, man. I hope it will still be busy enough. It can only be so busy being a single line, ultimately. But there are ways to go about it. Like Main Tourban, pardon me, Main Tourban doesn't necessarily feel empty. I haven't played it a ton. I've played it a fair bit, and it hasn't really felt like empty. Damage control, but they're the ones causing the damage. I think I heard there's one train but 2 different liveries. For what? Tadame? Main Tourban is severely slept on. I don't know. I don't think it's slept on or like underrated. Maybe not given its due credit. But I think slept on is maybe a bit of a stretch. It still is, at the end of the day, a single line route. It's not as bad as people said it was, that's for sure. I saw a lot of hate for it on the forums when I used to go there. Jesus. But I don't think it was that bad, man. That goes for a lot of things as well. Arosa. I'm not gonna lie, when I played the Arosa line, my first thought, or my thought for a while was, this ain't that bad. Yes, the scenery's shit. The trees obviously are dead. The physics on the train are not great. But all in all, it really wasn't as bad as everyone said it was. That's coming from me. Mentor has the benefit of a few different types of train if you have layers. Yeah. Same as Nidotoban. There's that one end of it can be quite busy, can't it? The modded timetables do quite a bit. There's modded timetables for Main Tourban. There's modded timetables. There's like 3 now, I think. 2 or 3 different timetables. Timetable mods for Nidotoban. Arosa is one of the worst LCs by my standards. In terms of, like, yeah, the physics on that train are trash. Scenery is as well. But, I don't know. What I was expecting from what people were saying wasn't what I got. It's still trash. By a long shot, but it just, I don't know. I just had like a much worse expectation of it. Oakville Subdivision is one that I've never played. I only played it recently for the timetable mod, and even with the timetable mod, it was still pretty dreary. Now, Northern Transpennine is a classic, man. Okay, maybe not a classic. If Northern Transpennine was to get a TOD4 reboot, yeah. With a bumped up timetable, oh, we would have something magical in our hands, man. No doubt. Modeling is decent and scenery up until we have to come up with the player is okay. And to be good because passengers back. Does it still have that problem? Jesus, man. Bit of a joke at this point, isn't it? Oh, hello. Isn't there a thing that says toilet out of use? I like that. Yeah, this toilet out of use. I really like this. It's like it masks the fact that there's no toilet pretty well, in my opinion. This was like a horror movie. Yeah, timetable is incredibly important to Northern Transport 9. Incredibly important. Oh shit. Wait. Oh, I'm in the right place? Oh, hello. This wasn't. Okay. Make sure to check and align any junctions before heading into the designated siding. Well, I have that set to auto, so I shouldn't need to check anything. Yeah, exactly, Simon. All those trains, man, it would be so bloody good. So good. What do you think about West Cornwall? Not knowing what it should have been, I'm not too fussed about it. Not gonna lie. And I had a mod that improves the vegetation. There is also a timetable mod, I believe. But it's pretty, for me personally, again, someone who doesn't know it in real life, so I don't have that to compare it to. It's mid. It's okay. You know, it's not mind blowing. It's okay. Interesting you put that way. I thought the same. I don't remember what I put. My mind had just erased everything I've said in the past 10 minutes. I can't explain it. I don't know why that happens. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, West Cornwall. We're talking about West Cornwall. I thought the 150 was alright. Then that's how it should sound and perform. That's the danger. That's why I keep away from looking at real material. I'll be very honest with you. I keep away. The only train that I'm sort of like nerdy about is the 710 because, well, that was my local train. Pardon me. So I knew that for myself. But I don't do research on any other trains, mostly for that reason, because you start seeing stuff. That was a sort of poison for me on the forums as well, is that people would inform me of how something should sound or should look, and then it'd be like, oh, so it's not that great actually. Resident Evil Glasgow feels that way, especially when we're walking down the train. Oh, we're shutting down the train. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Head over and check in with the depot coordinator. Sick. Am I able to get off the train? There's still power in the train. Look at that, man. She's alright, you know. She's alright. She does the job. She was made for the job and she does it well. Interesting livery texture. It's nice. Hello, boys and girls. Oh, hello, girls. Working hard, huh? So are they gonna load? Are they gonna load these up, or what's the plan here? I was about to approach these bins to search them like I do in GTA. Oh my god! That was just instinct. Very shiny vehicle. Hello, boys. Working hard as usual. Thanks, driver. That's it for today. See you tomorrow. WC local is quite close to where and when I grew up, but it needs a nice it needed quite a bit. It was a mess when it on release. Dovetail tried to save it with some BR Blue trains, but it was a mess. Heavy Regional Railways 158 and a 47 and Mark 2F, so sure. The gamble of DTG products, literally. They hate their job, they also hate their job. Quite, let me not say anything. Yeah, the ScotRail van's a nice touch. The ScotRail vans are a nice touch. Right, so I think now, so we've done those scenarios. Oh, we have some stuff for 5 Circle. Call me extra. Call me extra. Call me what you want, really. But I'm just gonna see what mods I can grab for 5 Circle. I deleted everything, basically. That's the situation I'm in. I deleted all of the mods, and I only want to put them in as like per route basis, basically. It shouldn't take too long. Oh, that's gonna take a while. Oh, nice one, Dan. No amount of mods could save 5. Well, yeah, it would take a lot. It would take a lot, but they make it bearable. They do make it bearable. And that's all we can ask for right now, if we're being honest, isn't it? I am going to have to restart the game briefly, but yeah, we should. Basically, I just want the best possible experience, honestly. I don't think there's a need to download the 5 Circle timetable per se, so I'm going to leave that out. Okay, about a minute and a half for the enhancement pack, which is very important. And we can get it cracking. That was my issue with Flight Sim. Took days to download everything. That was very cheeky for Microsoft, wasn't it? Having to download everything in-game. So let's say you've got the game off Steam and most likely it's going to take over 2 hours for a lot of people to download everything. If you realize you actually don't like the game, you can't refund it. I think Steam made an allowance though for Microsoft Flight Sim, but just the core principle of that was a little bit dirty, to be totally honest. It was a little bit dirty. I'm gonna grace you all with an intermission screen. Hello, it's me. It's me again. Exit the game. I am sure I want to exit the game. Thank you. Let's move you in unconfirmed download. Okay, well, let's just move you then. Cut. Whoops. Whoops. I like the bus. I know it gets a lot of stick, but I like the bus. Yes, it could be a better game. No doubt. No doubt. I like it. Alright, we're good to go. And because I don't have many mods, although he says as he's just installed like 6 files, because we don't have many mods, the game ain't gonna take a year to load. Nor should it crash the stream, which it used to do. It used to crash a stream, which is crazy. But hey, I did one loop-to-loop and deleted it. Yeah, I was one of a few people who had their whole like profile deleted for seemingly no reason. I did most of the training stuff in VR. It's really, really good in VR. Really good in VR. And that was with the Quest 2, which is the lower end of VR headsets. But I was in desperate need of something to hold, right? When you're in VR, not even VR, just Microsoft Flight Sim in general with a controller, which is better than a mouse and keyboard, isn't really great. I know a lot of you guys, well, here and out of here, said to use a controller. It did the job, just about. But there was so much more it could have done. So much more it could have done. The 710 is amazing on here. And that's not me just saying that because that's a route I'm familiar with, or it runs on a route I'm familiar with, and it's a train I'm familiar with. It's actually really fucking good. Right. Okay, we've got time for this, and then I'm gonna call it there. Well, that loop-to-loop is in a 737 XL. Jesus Christ. The boss looks good at the very least. Holy shit. It looks good. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. Welcome to Burnt Island. We'll be taking charge of service 1 Lima 70 to Edinburgh, departing at 10:07. Goodness me, that 170 is loud. Yes, it was a letdown. Yes, it was left to rot. The 710. No, it wasn't. Are you talking about the train that's on the? Are you talking about the overground route? Transport Legend, the London Overground route. How was that? That's one of Dovetail's best routes to date. Hello. Oh my lord, this is hell. That's one of Dovetail's best routes to date. And that's a rare, like, everyone can agree on this one sort of thing. Hello, just in time, innit? Real. Never played them as a first. Oh, it's all about the bus. Okay, yeah. In that case, you are not wrong. Not wrong at all, mate. Welcome aboard. Key in and prepare for departure. The service calls at Aberdour, Dalgety Bay, Inverkeithing, Edinburgh Gateway, South Kyle, Haymarket, and finally Edinburgh. Okay, fair enough. I'll go fuck myself again. Alright, let's get ready to be the only train we're gonna see today. I don't know why this is a Perth service that previously called at Market and Kirkcaldy, so I don't know why I get to join at Ben Island. That was train 3 stops earlier. I don't know. No clue. Can't say I'm familiar with anything ScotRail, so I don't know what's been done right, what hasn't been done right, what makes sense, what really doesn't make much sense. Let's give it the beans. Yeah, some smoke really would go a long way, wouldn't it? I'm gonna head to you about TSW. Always, Simon, always, mate. You always have a home here if it's about venting against TSW. Thank you for joining us today, man. It's been good to see you. Have a good night, man. The lo-fi is a nice pace, isn't it? From the usual. Well, what's become the usual. I'm actually very happy that I can play like popular music now without worrying about copyright on Twitch. YouTube always gives me shit. YouTube gives me shit for absolutely everything. Most of the videos recently, the streams have been completely blocked. Forget just being demonetized, they've been completely blocked globally. If it's TSW, it does. It's TSW and SimRail. It's got to be done, man. It just wouldn't really go with GTA and Danny. Yeah, no, that wasn't a bad view at all. I really love the TSW, the TOD4 water graphics. Very, very nice. We are struggling a little bit frames-wise. I'm not too sure why. And it's like stuttery, which is really annoying. Could just be a shaders thing though, because I've cleared out a lot of files. Oh, the track shadow is that's yeah, that's always been the case, man. Apparently they can't do much about that. Although to be fair, it is a lot more obvious here than it usually is. But it's always there. It's there on every single route. Are we going to be here for a while? So it seems then that the timetable is still set to the 170 timings. So we're always going to be a little bit earlier. Takes a while for the doors to open, isn't it? I love the weathering. I have got some mods as well, but I think the weathering by default is not too bad. I wish OMSI was just smooth. Not a fan of games that require so much work just to play them. Hello, mate. How you doing? He's a little shy, he doesn't really know where to look. I don't know what traction is. It's nothing going to harm done. No problem. You can barely look for the change. That's how it means. Yeah, and it's been the case for years. For years, man. Don't know why I can hit it from outside the train, but it's all good. Oh, bye. Oh, I know why the zoom is not zooming. I know why it's not zooming. Because you're not ticked. There we go. Ooh. Look at that. That was flying, isn't it? No, I think default is actually pretty good for once. Yeah, the rollback. Well, hey, at least we don't have to do the whole hill start thing like you do with the 170. It's just packing a lot more of a punch. Oh man, it looks so glorious in 4K, honestly. It's actually worth playing. It's actually worth playing. Only using 13 gigabytes of RAM as well. This is what it's all about, man. I knew 22 gigabytes of RAM wasn't normal, but I didn't. The thing is, I wish I knew what caused it, because Task Manager couldn't figure out the name. Task Manager didn't really help with that. But clearly it's something that I've now put to sleep in the background. I thought it was a streaming software, it wasn't. So I got rid of the tomato extension for nothing then. That's a shame. Oh well. Trust me, I'm a Scot. The horn is good, the looks are good, the interior is good, the sounds are good, the strain is good, top and well spent. There you go. When I get a load of cash, of extra cash, I'll complete my TSW collection. Alright, extra cash, but also a sale, preferably. Maybe when TSW5 comes out, there'll be a sale. I don't think there was one. TSW4? But maybe there'll be like a nice pack with a lot of DLCs in it that you could buy. I'd say it's probably worth waiting, I'm not gonna lie, for TSW5 to drop. Never thought I'd say that. What did I say? Anybody should say, yeah, there you go. There you go. Maybe I'll bring these streams back in as standards, just for balance. I really feel like I've done just too much GTA. And I don't want to get sick of it, because then Danny's story sort of gets fucked up a little bit if I'm not, there. I think we're gonna sail past the station, unfortunately, boys. Gonna hit the emergencies. And the sand. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Zoomia zoom. I love that. So disappointed, the expert 101. Yeah. It's always the case of TSW though, isn't it, man? It's always too good to be true. Shame, man. You thought TSW was enjoyable to play? I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed it today. I won't lie. I have enjoyed it today. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like... Okay, so I said that if TSW 5 was announced, I'd stop playing it. But then it looks like TSW 5 actually may be worth an iteration upgrade. And to be honest, Simro is a good game, but it's a different train sim. TSC, I'm not gonna call it a good game. It's a different game in its own right. So if I want a TSW like experience, like I only really have TSW. TSC slander. Hey, listen, I call it for what it is, isn't it? My opinion, but I will call it for what that opinion is. Again, I honestly think it has just come down to time. If I played it a little bit earlier, I think my entire opinion of it would be completely different, honestly. Hey, what's going on? We're actually seeing other trains. This is the stock timetable. Is it the stock timetable? I think it's a stock timetable. And it's good that we're seeing a mix of trains as well. I think it's decent for what you get. Some of the prices get me a little confused. I mean, it's like a model railway though, isn't it, TSC? You really just... The aim is sort of buy what you want to. You're not chasing like a massive collection. I mean, you could, if you've got so many grand to spare. I love how we can stream role-playing a gang member to doing some train simming. Get you a man who can do both. The pricing, it just seems to be all over the place with TSC. And that's not including like the mods and third-party stuff and enhancement packs and the lot. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I have access to all of them. Like, I have access to all of the mods. No, it's not legit, but it is what it is. I have access to every single piece of DLC for TSC, and I still don't play it. So I think, including enhancement packs, by the way. So I think it speaks for itself, really. It's just, I can't, man. I've tried. I've genuinely tried. I can't get into it, man. I can't. It says too much. I just can't, man. Although, I maybe made a silly decision when I installed everything. And it came up to over 400 gigabytes. Which was just too much, so I ended up deleting it. Maybe I shouldn't have gone about it that way. Maybe if I just like focused on a route or a train and did stuff for that particular thing, maybe it'd have turned out a bit better. But I just can't get over the physics, the very, very simple physics. The bad optimization, which apparently is being improved, but God knows. And not being able to just move and get out of a seat and press buttons. Like, you don't realize how much it's lacking until you spend some time on Train Sim World. It also looks like a load of shit. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's fair. The mods and enhancement packs and this and that can only take it so far, man. Like, you can find some dog shit and put some sprinkles over it and some whipped cream and maybe a strawberry on top of it. But at the end of the day, it's dog shit. So it doesn't really matter what you do to it. Works for TSW as well, doesn't it? It does indeed. It does indeed. Like, how did Rivet build all this out, right? And not think to themselves, oh, maybe we should include a boat. All the boats you see are modded in. That was my head in. It's been doing my head in for years. Tim, how long have you been playing TSW? What was your first iteration? The starters are not helping my camera work. Just what Legend, what was your first iteration as well? Technically 2020, but what, that days before TSW2? Oh no. TSW2 is such an improvement over 2020 as well. That I have to say that I think that's a bit of an L, wasn't it? Days or weeks. Damn, man. What was it? Was it like, was TSW2 announced though? Were you aware of TSW2? Or was it just like a sale on? About specifically for Long Island Railroads. Oh, because did that come with 2020? Was that a release route for 2020? TSW2, okay, like me then. Couldn't tell you the damn thing then, right? I hear you. Got it full price, damn. No, I guess have the base game to buy DLCs. Well, I guess it wasn't really a thing for DLCs to be carried over, right? It's not like a guaranteed thing like it is now. I really hope that process is smooth. I'm planning on buying, like, if they do like a premium special thing. I'm planning on buying it so I can have early access, and I really hope there's not a repeat of last year's DLC debacle, where the game was released on early access, but I think DLCs couldn't be accessed until after early access was finished. So even if you had the new routes, there were no layers. Pardon me, sorry. Which was fucking diabolical. I remember being so shocked at how bad it looked. Trailers are class, but fairness is on PS4. Yeah, that's also a fair point. That actually does mean something. Good old PS4, right? Goodness me, that glitch is annoying. How was that not seen by beta testing? The good old days indeed, man. Yeah, for me, the glory days of TSW were TSW 2, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Because it wasn't just the fact that the game was solid, it was also the fact that the team were solid, you know? Got a little bounce to it. Does it have suspension improvements? It's not really a bounce though, it's a bit of a jogger. Here and there. Questionable, isn't it, Tim? Yep. A release feature, by the way. A selling point of TSW4. That alongside the formation designer. Crazy, huh? Like, surely there's some legalities in there. Because it was promised. Like, if someone bought TSW4 for the suspension improvements, surely there's something they can stand on. No one's obviously going to do that, but hypothetically speaking, we're going to be here for a while, boys. Got 5 minutes. We sold to us as a feature mode specifically for TSW4 and it's still not here yet. Honestly, like after the lies about the TSW2 fixes and patches and stuff, I don't believe anything that TSW say anymore. They'll say something and I'll be like, okay, that sounds good. We'll see. If it comes, great. If it doesn't, well, nothing new there. Honestly, I found the key to sort of navigating around the woes of Dovetail and TSW is just to have no expectations. If you don't have expectations, you can't be disappointed because there's nothing to be disappointed about. DCG lock-in. Is it just me, or have I not saw Nabil today? Nabil hasn't been around for a while. He's currently on holiday. He's enjoying himself. Not sure how long. I think it's a week. I think it's a week that he's gone for. Can confirm though, he is alive and well. Sending me 160 Instagram reels a day. I haven't been around lately either. Sleep schedule is fucked. Oh no. Don't become like Ponk. I think Ponk's recovered. Ponk, where are you at? I think Ponk's gone. Ponk, I think, has recovered his sleeping schedule. I don't know whether man's fucked or not. It's fucked in terms of hours of sleep. I get like 4 hours a night. 4 to 5. Which isn't good. But it's consistent. Which, it counts for something. But it should improve after this week. Whilst Nabil's away on holiday, maybe I could be a mod. Honestly, Transport Legend. Well, first and foremost, are you here during the GTA streams? Even Nabil's not here during the GTA streams, so that's interesting. Because if I needed a mod at those times, I'd have to deal with shit myself. But also, I don't even need a mod, realistically. I think Nabil's there more as like, just in case something happens. We're yet to get to that level where trolls and such are a problem. In terms of like bots that will come here and spit out BS links, Nightbot takes care of that pretty effectively, very effectively actually. So honestly, I don't really need one. Yeah. But don't worry, I'm aware that you're there. Henk is there. Why would you like to be a mod, Transport Legends? It's just extra work. Wouldn't it be easy to just chill? Not have to worry about any potential problem makers. Hello, Holy Trucker, how you doing? Nightbot does this thing usually, yeah. Long hours, no pay, right? Right. Honestly, yeah, the amount of stuff that Nabil's done, yeah, is ridiculous. Like, he's done so much that realistically should be paid. But he's done it just out of the goodness of his own heart. Like, the whole Discord is all Nabil. All of it. All he did was transfer ownership to me. A lot of ideas, and he comes up with a lot of ideas in the background. If he has any concerns about certain things, whether people related, whether stream related, he makes them know. Like, he actually, like, he does the work as if he's actually getting paid. Like, it's crazy. I've thanked him by buying him. What did I think? I bought him Simrel. Because he wanted that for a while, but he wasn't gonna buy it himself anytime soon. But I think he deserves a little bit more than he deserves a little bit more than Simra, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. I'm aware that we've got some rain now. Oh yeah. All right, Transport Legend, take care, my man. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the conversation as well. Man, I can't wait till I get a second one. Sometimes I'll just look over here as if I have one, just imagining one. It'd be so cool. Save Show's actually offered to get me a monitor. And I said no. Goodness me, the rain really affected us, hasn't it? It's weird because I feel like there's wheel slip, but I don't get the lights coming on. It's really odd. I'm certain it's there. GSMR's just turned itself off. I need to be absolutely finished by 10 to midnight. I hope I get to our final stop in time. You gotta be the expert. You'll get the expert 158 to get the light. Could you send manually? Maybe. Maybe. The thing is though, in my experience overall, I found that most of the time, sanding doesn't do anything. It's not simulated. Most of the time. I used it anyway, in faith. It seemed to do us good there. Well, I don't know. I need to try without it on the same gradient and see if we get any wheel slip. Is that 2 more stops left? Yeah. Should be alright. It's gonna be fucking tight, but we should be alright. It's been a good stream, man. It's been a good stream. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed TSW. I've enjoyed the train. I've enjoyed the routes, the scenarios. I've enjoyed chat. It's been good. We hit a record high for TSW viewers. That was thanks to the raids, I'll be very honest, but hey, I'll take it. I think all of our records have been thanks to raids. I know the viewership record, I think it's 21 concurrent viewers. That was a raid. 14 was a raid. Not complaining. The placebo was real. It actually is. Dovetail have raised that price already. You want that? Your holy shocker. What's your source? What's your source? You need to tell me your source, mate. Because that is serious. That's actually quite serious. Hello, TSW Scottish. You've stooped by for the right stream as we take a ScotRail 158 down towards Edinburgh. Transport Legends. Libbo and Chuck should be happy. The Dovetail forum. Has it been mentioned by Dovetail themselves though? Or has someone said it and now it's caused a stir? That's it. I don't know what to say, man. I really hope the forums are echoing what we've said here tonight, but wow. Link in Discord posted now, thank you. Wow, man. Oh, there's no joint sounds. That sucks. There's no joint sounds. I was waiting for some clickety clack. Oh my god, we're below 30 frames per second, boys. We're in TSC territory now. If the stream starts lagging, by the way, I'm not gonna lag. I'm gonna call it good night, people. Because when the game gets bad, the stream also tends to get bad. So let's hope it doesn't get too bad. But if it does, it's just all lagging and shit. That's what I'm gonna call it there. It's been a pleasure. If it does get to that, we are at 25, 27, 25, 26. Oh, it's not looking good. What's our usage looking like? 17 gigabytes of RAM, 99% GPU usage. But is this true? I'm not buying it. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to look at other methods of getting it. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'll be straight up. I might not get this one legit. I'm not gonna lie. That's ridiculous. It's official page of person 101. I told you some of the forums are willing to pay more for it, and they will. We start to fuck up towards the end. Let me have a look at it. I'm gonna disappear from chat a little bit because I'm only using one phone at the moment. My other one is charging. The article still says $35.99. Euros, sorry. Which is the price that we've been discussing here. £29.99. Wild. 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 Tim, you know, like, I have the hookup for every, like, you know the same way I have the hookup for TSC. I got the same for TSW. Maybe they did that because they don't anticipate a lot of sales. Possibly. Probably. I'm not good. I'm saying it from now, man. I might not get that one legit. Goodness me, this thing's bright as hell, isn't it? Jesus Christ. A company like SES. Listen, I started off by pirating ETS2, and then I bought it genuinely because the game was so good, and I thought, you know what, the devs deserve to get paid. Devs don't deserve to get paid, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. 15 FPS, 11, 31, okay. Boys, I'm telling you now, if the stream goes to shit, I'm gonna call it. Don't wait for it to go back up. Don't wait for it to come back. To be honest, it's holding its own at 4K. I'm playing at 4K. It's holding its own. Everything's maxed out, and I've got graphics enhancement mods. Oh boy, this is bad. We're at 14 frames. It will lurch and then come back up a little bit, and then it will lurch and then come back up a little bit. And I fear that one of these lurches is gonna lock off our whole dance. Wouldn't be great. I'm not buying TSW4 trains and routes anymore. TSW gives me so much more. I just wish CSO trucks would get a lot more often. Yeah. I agree. And it's crazy because now truck brands are actually willing to work with them. How is it that trucks are getting released on ETS2? Like real life trucks are getting released in the game as well as real life. They do the same thing, like day one on both. That is crazy. SES have got clout, you know. They deserve it. Oh boys, I don't know whether I'm playing TSC or TSW at this point. 27 FPS. I can't even judge like braking anymore. Okay, then we're at 60 all of a sudden. Okay. Now we're just at 60 again. Right. I'm not complaining, but okay. Guess maybe because we're in an enclosed space somewhat. Forums is full of shit. You know, the only reason I was on it recently. Oh no, they got Sainsbury's. The only reason I was on it recently is because I was on a train ride. I was like on a long ass train ride. Thanks, driver. This unit will be joined by another from Glen Roads around 11 before 4 make its next service. That would be so cool to do. But pardon me. Why am I so gassy today? I'm glad it's only coming up from here though, not the other way. You would tell if it was coming the other way. I'd be all moving a bit weird. For a new game, this was unacceptable. Yeah, I agree. That's why they release new games to judge so they can hack the prices and be justified. Yeah. And guess what? People will continue buying into it, so they will continue doing it. So be mad. Be mad. Be as angry as you want. It will continue happening because people continue buying into it. When it comes to any business, it's people that have the power and we're enabling them. We're enabling it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe not you exactly, not me specifically. They're being enabled though. So remember, Dovetail is bigger. Oh, sorry, TSW, like the fan base is bigger than just us here or everyone on the forums. The vast majority of players don't know about the forums. They don't watch streams. So, you know, hey, it is what it is though. I'm going to call it there because I have to be literally gone like in 4 minutes. It's been a pleasure. Genuinely, it actually has been a pleasure. I'm actually considering making this a regular thing. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. Maybe Danny will just be on the EU because the server restarts are like there's like 3 time zones. There's EU, there's North America, and there's Australia. So maybe we'll just be active on the EU time and then do TSW later on. I'm not sure. We'll see. It's just speculation for now. We'll just sort of see how we go. There's no solid schedule right now. The only guaranteed thing is GTA. Everything else is sort of by the way. So we'll see as we go. But yes, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure streaming to you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Health is wealth. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Should I be alive? Take care and peace out.